Okay. Madhush- Madhuvanti Pavitra Kumari from Department of Humanities, Faculty of Social Sciences and Humanities, University of Rajaratnam. The presentation topic is a study of how cultural tourism and heritage affect people's lives. Nanuoya, state in Nuwaraeliya District from the folk life perspective.
Good morning all. Presented by H.M.P. Wali. Research topic: a study of how cultural tourism and heritage affect people's lives on Nanuoya estate in Nuwaraeliya District from the folk life. Introduction. Culture determines human existence. There are different human cultures in our country. Each of those human cultures has its own heritage. The cultural heritage helps in the development of the tourism industry of a country, such as Sinhala cultures, Muslim cultures, and other cultures. The cultural heritage, the Nanuoya area is special among tourist attractions in the Nuwaraeliya District. Research problem. The research problem is how cultural tourism and heritage affect people's lives in Nanuoya. Research objectives. Main objective is the study of this cultural inheritance affects the lives of the Glasgow estate in Nanuoya area. Sub-objective is the study of other heritage related to the people's lives in the Glasgow estate. Research methodology. Participation observation method was used in the data collection and primary and secondary data sources. A random sample of 30 people's resident Glasgow has been used for the research. Results and discussion. The cultural tourism heritage can be a direct impact of maintaining the life of the Glasgow estate. Those cultural heritage have various effects on human life. These cultural heritage are also tied to the growth of the tourism industry of a country. Consideration. The finding of this research also affiliated to implement a systematic development program to make these lives stable to pursue culture, tourism, heritage. This is acknowledgement. I would like to thank all the people who contributed in some way to the work described in this thesis. These are references. Thank you.
So thank you, Ms. Pavitra. So in terms of this particular estate, I think you had a qualitative study part, but is there a particular reason now to study cultural tourism and heritage? This particular estate, selecting this estate, what was the any particular reason for that? So there are many estates, and cultural tourism can be anywhere in the country. Any particular rationale or reason behind selecting this particular estate in Nuwaraeliya? I mean, is it like a convenience or anything else beyond that, like some data you had, anything like that? Like, you found some data, I don't know, which said that this estate, there was some people, with this, some report, anything like that, or just a random kind of a inconvenience or anything?
What is the specific reason behind selecting the particular Nuwaraeliya estate? There are some other things in the Sri Lanka, and that's what he is asking. There is a specific reason behind.
Sir, I think I like this area.
If it is an issue with English medium, you can explain in Sinhala also.
I like the Nanuoya area. No, my friends have this area, and I go and research other research.
I think maybe that convenience kind of. No, it's okay. It's all right. Okay.
Other things also, like I think the previous topic also, this is cultural tourism. Like I think you also, in addition to that, the heritage aspect, like the two things are there, right? In your research, how these two things, cultural tourism, heritage also there. Heritage is a very broad area. How these two things link together and integrate your study. Did you get my question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How do you have two broad areas that I am asking. Like how do you study this broad area in your research?
Sir, participation observation. Participant observation. Data collect.
Yeah, anyway, when you study, in further study, I think better to select a particular specific area, like maybe cultural tourism and heritage are two broad area. You separate out, and when you further study, better to go in one area, like otherwise it's a very broad area for a research. That's what I'm telling. You can select area දෙකම ටිකක් ලොකු areas දෙකක්. ඒක ඔයා further study කරනකොට වඩා හොඳයි. එක area එකක් තෝරගෙන ඒ ඉස්සරහට යන්න. That's what my point is.
Okay, so maybe any questions from the audience? Alright, so in the absence of further questions, we'd like to thank you, Ms. Pavitra Kumari from Department of Humanities, Faculty of Social Science and Humanities. It was a pleasure. Thank you very much for presentation.
Thank you very much. The next presenter is Ms. P.T. Kalani Irosha Dharmasiri from Department of Mass Media, University of Colombo. The presentation topic is the impact of web radio on the development orientation of modern radio media.
Again, very good morning to panel chair, sir, Dr. Abdullah and all the panel members. The IPAC 2025, my research topic is based on the web radio media. My title is the impact of web radio on the development orientation of modern radio media. I am Kalani Dharmasri. Currently, I am a PhD candidate in Faculty of Graduate Studies in University of Visual and Performing. Also, currently, I am a senior lecturer in Department of Mass Media. This research is intended to contribute to the impact of web radio on the development orientation of modern radio media. So the main purpose of this research is studying about internet-based web radio services and identify how many changes have taken place in the radio media as well. Radio is a form of mass media and a sound communication by radio waves, usually through the transmissions of music, news and other types of programs from single broadcast station to multitudes of individual listeners equipped with the radio receivers. It is based on in audio form to other location in the world, quickly and accurate. Can be anything in share anything in with audio form. From real-time updates like news stories or sports commentary to music and general conversation, with the evolution of man, the mass media diffused to the new medium, it is evident how the competition between the media based on media convergence has further increased. Actually, at the same time, in the present, information acquisition has rapidly increased and radio has developed its capabilities to face that competition. According to the use of internet for radio media can be introduced as an new trend. Also, the use of online radio enables radio achieve development levels of radio. These are the key objectives of my research. First one is analyze the impact of web radio on modern radio media. Then explore audience preferences for web radio versus traditional frequency modulations and amplify modulation. Then third one is identify how digital platforms shape radio content and engagement. Then examine the rise of niche audience such as education, news and community. Finally, assess how web radio challenges traditional broadcasting. This is my research problem, is the impact of internet-based web radio services on development direction of modern radio media. This is the hypothesis can be attributed to the potential influence of internet leading web radio services on the development direction of modern radio media. These are the research questions based on 5 areas. First one is how is web radio transforming traditional radio broadcasting? Then what are the key audiences, preferences and engagement patterns in web radio? After that, how does web radio contribute to niche content development? And how can broadcasters adapt to the growing influence of web radio? And finally, what impact does web radio have on traditional radio structures and media convergence? This study followed scientific methods including qualitative and quantitative research method. At the qualitative mixed method approach was employed, utilizing both such as qualitative and quantitative research methodologies. The primary data collection methods included survey, interviews, content analysis and questionnaire. Survey conduct among web radio listeners and traditional radio audience to access user preferences and engagement patterns. Interviews carried out with media professionals, web radio broadcasters and industry experts to understand the evolution of radio through digital platform. And content analysis based on examining existing web radio channels to determine the thematical and structural shift in modern radio broadcasting. The research sampled was 250 responses using simple random sampling method. Participants were selected from 5 major districts in Sri Lanka: Ampara, Colombo, Kandy, Mathura and Vavuniya. The sample included radio listeners, broadcasters and industry professionals to ensure diverse perspective on the role of web radio. This is my theoretical framework based on the media convergence theory. This research grounded in that theory based on which explain how traditional and digital media merge to create new communication patterns. Also, this theory helps in understanding how web radio is reshaping the broadcasting industry by integrating new technological capabilities and evidence-driven content models. These are the key findings based on two areas such as audience behavior shift and niche content and social impact. According to audience behavior shift, find increasing preference for digital platform, decline in frequency modulation or amplified modulation radio engagement, and growth of online on-demand radio culture. Based on the niche content and social impact findings, web radio serves specific audience needs such as education, news and community engagement and other entertainment models. It enhances content diversity. Also, it promotes interactive participation and real-time audience involvement. Finally, I categorized the web radio versus traditional radio based on 4 feature categories such as accessibility, content variety, interactivity and broadcasting model. In accessibility feature, traditional radio is location dependent, but the web radio is global reach mode. In content variety, traditional radio is a generalized mode and the web radio is niche specifics. Interactivity is traditional radio is limited interactivity, but the web radio is high interactivity mode. Finally, the broadcasting model, traditional radio is fixed schedule and the web radio is on demand. Currently, in the meanwhile, contemporary world, we are coming to personal casting models in digitalization and evolution of technology. In the birth of radio, it came up the broadcasting model, then narrowcasting, and nowadays is the personal casting model. And the digitalizing and technology evaluation, it is the studio casting such as visual radio category. For example, there are radio is a visual radio in the Sri Lankan content, and there are so many stream services in worldwide such as social media application. The name is Radio Garden. It enables to so many radio channels in worldwide. There are podcasting, multicasting and so many personal casting patterns in modern radio media. Finally, I come to the conclusion and future of the radio. The findings indicating that web radio serves as an alternative medium rather than merely an extension of traditional radio channels. So the key insights include a significant shift in audience behavior, which increasing preferences for digital platform over conventional FM or AM broadcasting. So finally, the role of web radio fostering niche content catering to specific audience needs beyond entertainment, including education, news and community engagement. The potential for web radio to create socially responsible media space that represent diverse voices and promote interactive participation. So the rise of an online culture that challenges traditional broadcasting structure by offering on-demand, user-driven content. Finally, the study concludes that web radio has become a crucial component of modern radio media, influencing both content production and audio interaction. The increasing adoption of internet-based radio services suggests that the future of radio will rely heavily on digital innovation, and broadcasters must adapt by integrating interactive features and socially responsible programming to maintain audience engagement in the digital era. These are the conclusion and findings of my research. Thank you for hearing this.
Thank you, Ms. Khalid. So it's an interesting topic, personally for me as well. So
Thank you.
it's and also timely. I have a few questions, but before that, I think you have used this term web radio, kind of to talk of the new form of broadcasting. I think in your presentation you discussed that there are multiple forms. So I think what you have considered here in your data collection and maybe in kind of cover what web radio is, it could be the primary form. I would feel as a without a definition purposes, any radio station which is broadcasting on the web. That has in Sri Lanka, for example, since 1996, radio stations have been broadcasting on the web. That is the same thing appearing on their normal FM broadcast appears on
Commercial services and the
yeah. So I'm now in Sri Lanka basically, and like you mentioned, Radio Garden has the whole map of the world which has all these things. But then that's kind of basically allowing you to receive the stream and listen wherever you are. But then, like you mentioned, the other part is personalized on-demand delivery.
Yeah.
So I think your research basically trying to, under web radio, your definition,
Yes.
and in your data collection, the questions I suppose covered as web radio, this online radio stations which are kind of physically existent stations which have online streaming, and the on-demand like podcasting things as well. Did you cover?
Also some podcasting covered, sir, based on the multicast and cable casting. There are so many casting modes, the payable and non-payable method. So sometimes in my content analysis already gathered some podcasting channels, including especially Sri Lankan and our region, such as Asian region.
Right. So and you mentioned that like there is a trend towards web radio, which
Yeah.
is kind of true. So did anyone say that because I think you did a qualitative study, it's like a mixed method, no? You
Yeah,
had
sir,
qualitative and quantitative. So you mentioned that like there's a tendency for audiences to stream, prefer the web radio. Does your research suggest that the original radio,
Traditional radio.
original kind of form of radio, is it kind of like, is there it's a decline is there, but will it die out? Like, is there some, is there for example, if you, since I'm talking of radio, earlier we had medium wave transmission in Sri Lanka. So around 10-15 years ago, I'm not sure when, we stopped in Sri Lanka medium because people are, have FM radios and it's fine. Likewise, the radio itself as FM broadcast, also there, in Sri Lanka we have FM only, but in others maybe you have digital radio separately having rather than FM broadcast which have got. So did your research in Sri Lanka suggest that the original form of radio broadcast, like your regular radio, whatever,
Sri Lanka Broadcasting
yeah, like
Corporation.
that will die out, or what? Any comments on that? Like, was there like, okay, this looks like in so many years' time we have to stop this or something?
No, sir, I tried that, but nowadays, in the meanwhile, we are celebrate 100 years in Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation in the southern South Asian region. We are the first radio media experience we got in 1925. But in my research, I found, meanwhile, most of audience, most of receivers like original and the traditional way radio, but the web radio is the optional mean, that means vikalpa pravesha. It is we can't accept it is the mainstream media such as the streaming radio, web radio, podcasting, multicasting is only for the alternative method. Most of Sri Lankan receivers still not adapt and engage in the web radio is more.
So what if you dig deeper? I don't know. If you looked at the demographic part of
Yes,
your,
sir.
if you analyze the demographics, I'm sure you will find that the younger generation is less into the. I'm just assuming the younger generation is less followers of the regular radio, but they are more into personalized on their phone or whatever. Whereas the older generations are still
In traditional radio, but unfortunately, sir, most of younger generations not only use the radio, TV, and such as they most interfere in the social media, Netflix, Spotify, and so many social media applications. They no need to engage mainstream media or the new media. They are very niche audiences, so they based on the social media applications. So many entertainment applications here.
So there are implications, I think. On one side, for example, the radio basically, unless it's a government-owned community radio, relies on advertising. As a hub to run as a business. So as a decline of, as you say, if you decline of that, means the viewership, audience gets lesser. So either from an organizational perspective, they have to actually, from your research, you further go, you can come to insights for that, like how a traditional radio station should look at the future. Either they have, because their revenue will come down. Then unless they come up with new models, they will not be able to survive.
Yeah, definitely, sir. But sometimes nowadays most of traditional and the new mass media radio channels accept and join the websites such as slbc.lk, derana.lk, hiru.lk. So they have another way of YouTube and Facebook Live, so many other channels. They collect their audience and attractions of the way.
Few clarifications are there in my case. Like I think you have done the survey in the area like Matara, Vavuniya and so and other different areas, right? Now in there, I think there are some indirect issues are there, like internet issues, because on the web page they have digital. Yeah. So what are the implications or finding that you collected in that area?
I selected my research sample based on 5 provinces such as Western, Eastern, Southern, Central and North. By honestly, most of web radio and the stream radio are activity participant is only Central province and the Western province, but Dampara, Vavuniya, including Matara, and there are less listeners in web radio and streaming radio such as podcasting based on all the due their digital divide and less internet connections and such as.
Based on this, what are any recommendations or future directions in this area? Or are there something that
always we must encourage the less on the digital divide such as Clean Sri Lanka or any other program. We need the equal access to internet. We can't do anything to equal access internet and cut out the digital divide. We talk about more things about the internet world and technological such as, but in the rural area, in the northern and eastern province, there are so many internet connections and such as signal issues. Firstly, we resolve this matter, then we can do a best digital platform and the digital literacy in Sri Lanka. Thank you, sir.